Okay, so this is my second video explaining intelligence. Now, I'm trying to I've been trying to distinguish between like two areas of intelligence. One is that you are able to manipulate many things, or that you're able to perceive things in a depth perception, like a perspective, so that when you draw the building, it's like it's drawn so that it would be from an angle, so that you would know that it was like, because the perspective changes as you go distance and stuff like that, and also like colors, where you utilize colors to create a palette to um, make a make a like an anime picture, like just like something like something that I couldn't do. So like a very complex and beautiful, colorful drawing, stuff like that. So the thing is like the smoothness versus the discreteness. So the thing is that the brain orients itself in spatial locations. So like we orient ourselves in space, and then then we come to the fact that we can manipulate things. We can find patterns. So like if you play a video game and you know that the bad guys or your opponents are coming around this way, you go the other way, over a mountain, and you throw rocks on them, and then they fail, and then you go the other way, and then you destroy their base before they destroyed your base. So that's a common video game thing that you can do, probably. And so the thing is, like, but with perception, um, now the thing is, I don't have visual perception in my mind's eye, right? So like I close my eyes and I don't see anything. People close their eyes, they come up with characters, and then they're able to draw what they draw, what they draw, because they see it in their mind. I can't see unique drawings in my unique pictures in my mind, so I can't draw them. And so it's like tried practicing, but it doesn't work. But um, so the thing is that, like, perception is different from manipulation. So the thing is, like the front of the brain is dealing with manipulation, and the back of the brain is dealing with perception. And so because when you have your body, you have like 10 fingers. So like if you're there's manipulation in the external world, where you have the video game characters, and you are able to track 100 characters at the same time in your head, and the landscape they're on. But then there's also like the ability to just like go into your head and manipulate like maybe like 100 different things at once. Um, that's a really smart person to do that, but they may like hold 20 items in their head at once, and then they're seeing how they go together, because like in the body, the muscles, like the arm, it's just like the arm stretches, and so you have to deal with all the muscles, either extending themselves or not doing anything at all. So the thing is that, like, with manipulation, it's either connect to this, or don't connect. And that means that it's steps, so like order of operations, like in algebra, you have to do the you have to do the multiplication and division before you do the subtraction and addition. So the thing is, like, the body follows rules, whereas like how the muscles contract and decontract, and so the thing is that thinking goes the same way. It's like if you're tying your shoes, then there's steps, like you put the bow on last. It's like putting it where it needs to go. And so the thing is, like, that's in the external world with the body, where it's manipulation of the video game characters. But the thing is, like, but if you have it in the mind, then the thing is that the manipulation can start to work with the perception. So the thing is, like, people, when they do draw real photorealistic characters, they actually have to know, like, the layers, and like I have to do this first and that first. Like it's all together, and with so the thing is that, like, I said earlier that the parietal lobe and the frontal lobe work together to do figure weights and in the IQ test, and so that has to do with mental manipulation. So like I had to know that the triangle was worth so much, so that when I put it on the scale, it would balance out what was on the other side of the scale, and I was very good at that. I got like 130, and so that's better than 99% of people. But the thing is that even though I was able to do that. My working memory, whereas I would be able to, that was an external manipulation. But if I could do that in my head, I would be like way better off. But the thing is that my working memory is like in 93, so that means that I cannot I cannot manipulate like 20 variables in my head at once, like some really smart people can do. But I can do it externally, um, just because, like, I can see all the items there in front of me. And so the thing is that, like, that the so the thing is, like, I can, like, deal with puzzles, but I can't deal with certain puzzles. I can't deal with the video game puzzle where it's 100 characters at once. It's like I just can't do that. But I can do other things, and so I can't draw photorealistic images because I can't see them in my mind. And so the thing is, like, I do know that, like, well, let's say that the IQ tests measure, like I said before, they put you in a brain scanner, they see which part of the brain you're using when you're doing a certain portion of the IQ test. So the thing is that, like, that all these things are correlated. So the correlations shows that, like if you're in the Olympics, then your body can coordinate itself in such a way that it's, I mean, like, the average person can't ice skate and win a gold medal and be like the top person of the entire Olympics. It's like there's only a select few people that can do that, and mostly it has to do with training, but it also has to do with some people can't train well enough. Like, that's why they have recruiters and stuff like that, right? So the thing is that um, IQ tests basically measure the coordination of different brain areas. Now the thing is that like a child's IQ test, like the WISC. There's the WISC for the children, and then there's the WAIS for the adults. So I was told that those measure different brain areas, because the thing is that I got a higher score on my children's IQ test than I did on my adult IQ test. So the thing is that um, it's I was told that those measure different parts of the brain. So the thing is that the children's IQ test would be measuring a different coordination areas than an adult, which would measure different coordination areas towards different brain areas for the adult, different brain areas for the child, and then that would change things. So the thing is that so the thing is, like, maybe we could just say that an IQ test just doesn't measure everything, but it does measure very significant coordination activity in the brain, right? So the thing is, like, if I could manipulate if I had working memory that was like as high as my figure weights, like I would be in my mind all the time, like just like calculating and stuff like that, like some people do. Like some people they just think all the time. And so the thing is, but so the coordination in the brain can be mostly it can be measured by IQ tests, but I'm not sure about like the drawing part can be measured by IQ tests. I don't think that that's a part of something that it can measure, even though it's a very critical thing to intelligence. So because I am trying to figure out like how my cognition works out, right? So the thing is, like, if I have low processing speed, which is 86. So the thing is, like, if I have that, which is low, what it means is, like, it's a type of coordination. So processing speed is a coordination between your eyes and your hands, and trying to find something, like you're trying to find the little symbol, and you're trying to figure out, oh, is this symbol the I'm trying to find this symbol. Is it in the list of symbols here? Yes or no? Mark it if you find that if the symbol in the batch matches the symbol you're trying to find. So the thing is, like, that's a coordination. That's like an external coordination. So that's why I'm kind of bad at video games. Is that, like, when I try to find the character on the screen to shoot him, I can't find him, and then he shoots me back, and then he shoots me, and then I lose the video game. And so the thing is that uh, coordination is important to intelligence. IQ tests do measure certain aspects of brain coordination, and they don't measure all of it. Drawing as a skill, like the perception part. You know, it's like well, they do have picture completion, so that's like has something to do with artistic talent. But what IQ tests really measure is coordination. Like they measure how many items you can handle at once, because like and so when you're able to coordinate, you're coordinating in space. And so the video I'm running out of time in the video. So last thing I'll say is coordination matters. The ability to perceive matters. To see pictures in your head, to be artistic, and and to mentally manipulate things. It's important. That's to be spatially aware.